I'm a tenant, and I have an assured short-hold tenancy that's finishing on the 8th of February next year. And my question basically is if my landlord needs to serve a 2 months notice now, or can he force me to leave on the 8th of February?
No and no. He doesn't need to serve you with 2 months' notice, because if your tenancy agreement has come to an end, it's come to an end. So they don't need to give notice for it to finish. But, and here's the significant but, they still need to go to court to get a possession order against you. So they can't just turn up and change the locks the day after the 8th of February. By the way, Manuel, is there anything in the tenancy agreement that says the tenancy automatically rolls over if they don't give you notice? Because that's actually quite common. No, okay. So it definitely finishes on the 8th.
Yes.
Right. So they have to go to court and get an order for possession. That process can take quite a few weeks, particularly at the moment, given the delays that all courts are suffering due to COVID and being short-staffed. And if you think that you might need to be rehoused by the local authority, it's absolutely essential that you don't leave before the court grants the possession order. Because if you leave before the court grants the possession order, you're regarded as voluntarily homeless rather than involuntarily homeless, and a local authority isn't under any duty to rehouse you if you're voluntarily homeless. So wait for that possession order. That's quite important.
So my intention is not to stay in the property without paying. So because I thought that my tenancy would become periodic tenancy after the 8th of February. Is that correct?
Well, it can do if you stay there and they continue accepting rent. That's why I asked you whether there was any provision for the tenancy rolling over.
Yeah, so there's no provision, but that's what my assumption was, that if I keep paying the rent, then it would become then a periodic tenancy.
At which point, Manuel, once you become a periodic tenant, if they accept the rent and that continues, at that point, then you become a periodic tenant and you can be evicted on reasonable notice with a minimum of 2 months, which I think might be where you got the 2-month figure from.
Okay, so that would be only until the 9th of February, let's say then.
They could issue possession proceedings on the 9th of February, and they'd be entitled to do that. After that, they can, if time elapses and they continue receiving rent from you, then they would need to at some point give you 2 months' notice. Manuel, I hope that sorts itself out. Good luck with that. If you're very worried about it, it is sometimes worth taking the tenancy documents to a solicitor or to Shelter or a similar housing charity, and they'll be able to give you some excellent advice actually looking at the documents, which is an advantage, I'm afraid, Manuel, that I haven't actually got.